Hi everyone, my name's Shane Monk. I'm a proud Taungurung man. I've been asked to come here to perform a welcome smoking ceremony. First of all, I'd just like to pay my respects to my elders past, present and future, and any other Indigenous people here today to their elders past, present and future as well. Then I'd like to say Wumjinka Taungurung Bik, which is welcome to Taungurung country in language. The smoking ceremony is a very, very important ceremony, not just for Taungurung but for all mobs. Whenever we had a visitor come onto our country, a smoking ceremony would have been performed. And that was a smoking ceremony is a cleansing ceremony. That ceremony is performed because we're not sure where that person has travelled. He might have travelled close to a burial site or a sacred site and picked up bad spirits, so we'd want him cleansed before he travelled across country. Then if he was travelling across country, a message stick would be given to him. So when he came across another family clan from Taungurung, that family would know that he's been cleansed, but that same family would do another ceremony as well because they're not sure where he's travelled since the last one. When I'd start the smoke ceremony, you'll see it's a white smoke. A white smoke is a cleansing smoke. Same as when our ancestors used to manage this land with fire. It was a cool burn, a white smoke. It's not harsh to your lungs or to your body. Like I said, it's a cleansing ceremony, so take a bit in. This is a way of getting our medicine. The eucalyptus was a medicine for our mob as well. So if you had a bit of a sore throat or a runny nose or anything, putting the leaves on the fire and breathing that in was a way of getting that eucalyptus into your system. So it's a medicine as well. As you see, I've got a possum skin cloak on. I'm going to have to take it off, it's a little bit too hot. But
wrong season.
With a possum skin cloak, everyone in Victoria and even southern New South Wales would have had one of these. This is your clothing, your bedding, everything. So when your wife was pregnant, the husband would go out and get about 6 skins, treat them, the wife would sew them together. They were actually sewed together with the sinew from the kangaroo tail, when the sinew was green, because as that sinew dries it shrinks, so it pulls all these joints together really tight, and then it gives you a waterproof cover. So if you're travelling through country and you get a bit of a shower coming towards you, you can make a quick A-frame, throw your cloak over the top of it and you've got a waterproof cover. Very, very versatile. And if they're being treated properly, the cloak that you have when you die will still have the original possum skins from when you're a baby. They're just added to and just kept joined on.
My name's Jan Williams, and today I'm very privileged, even though I didn't want to have to do it, to be able to present Bernadette Miller's speech. Bernie is in hospital as we speak, undergoing an operation that hopefully will keep her going for many more years. So one thing I'd like you all to do is during the day send your best wishes to her, because whether she likes it or not, it always takes one person to facilitate and make something really good. And she was the convener of this. The idea came out of the thing, which I'll tell you, but without Bernie, none of us would be here today doing this because she was our driving force. Here's her speech, not mine. Thanks to the Taungurung for our beautiful welcome and smoking ceremony. We honour our traditional owners and deeply appreciate their involvement in the project. The Toolangi-Castella History Project grew out of meetings on the community plan, initiated by the Shire of Murrindindi and strongly supported by the Toolangi-Castella Community House. Thanks to the Shire of Murrindindi for the grant under the community plan. Welcome to their representatives. So could our Murrindindi Shire Mayor just raise her hand? Thank you. And our local ward representative from Kinglake, thank you. And thanks to all the Shire staff who have supported us and have come to celebrate our history today. Could you raise your hands? Thank you. And applause. Thanks to the Foundation for Rural and Regional Renewal for subsequent substantial funding, which allowed us to build the website and the archive of photos. We were referred onto FRRR by staff at Shire of Murrindindi. Could any representatives from FRRR raise your hands and we'll say thank you. Nobody here? Thank you also to our own Toolangi-Castella Community House, which has supported us and provided assistance throughout the length of the project. Thanks to all the History Project members and community members who have contributed to make this History Project such a success. Could you all raise your hands, all of you who researched, wrote, edited, collected and shared photos, interviewed and were interviewed, assisted distribution of information and supported the project. This is many, many people within our community and beyond. Thank you, all of you. Welcome to all of you today, and thank you for all coming and sharing the history of our wonderful community. Next, we have a dedication of the exhibition today to Bob Pockett, who died last year. Bob was our much-loved community historian and long-time member of the Hillsville Historical Society. Bob passed on a great tradition and interest in the local history to the community. Thank you for that inspiration, Bob, and I'm sure you'll be pleased to see that so many people have come together to carry on your great tradition. Now we get to a special historical handover. Many, many decades ago, Alex Blackmore, who was Bob Pockett's father-in-law and David Pockett's grandfather, was forestry overseer for Toolangi State Forest in the early part of the 20th century. Alex witnessed the 1926 bushfires and the 1939 bushfires. In his travels through the forest, he found an Aboriginal axe. He eventually gave this to his grandson David. Today, David is passing that axe back to the Taungurung, specifically to Aunty Angela Buuren, to install it in the beautiful Yea Wetlands Centre where other Taungurung artefacts are on public display for everyone to view. David felt this was the best way to honour and preserve this precious artefact for the Taungurung and for future generations of Victorians. David and Aunty Angela, would you come up so we can all spare this special handover?
Unfortunately, like all these things, you don't ask the people involved what the story is, but I know that my grandfather found this somewhere, would have been in the Ash country, north of here somewhere, and it sat in a drawer at Mum and Dad's for 50 years or more. For those who can't see it, I'll just take it out and show it to you. It's an amazing little gadget, and I can't imagine how much time it took to actually make that. Quite hard. I think it's made out of a thing called greenstone. Yeah. But I thought the best thing to do with it was to pass it back to where it came from. And I'd very much like to do that. Thank you.
Okay. Do you want to make a little speech? Do you want me to do it? Angela's saying thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, that's very generous of you, and yeah, it's just a beautiful thing to do, and I'd really appreciate it. And it will be on display today for you to have a look at. But then, yeah, we'll put it at the Water Centre because I do a lot of work down there as well. So thank you.
We will now have the Toolangi Primary School students standing on the steps of the hall to sing a song about Toolangi, written by Bob Pockett. Bob wrote this song for the children for the 100-year celebration of the school in 1995.
Good morning everyone. I'm the luckiest girl in the world because I'm the principal of Toolangi Primary School with a wonderful staff just up the road. And we are very, very honoured to be here this morning to sing for you. We're going to sing a song which we'll talk about in just a moment. But we have some beautiful children here. I'm going to actually introduce them to you. So put your hand up when I call your name. So Rafe's at the end. So this is Rafe and Oliver and Jude and Bella, put your hand up high, and Olivia, and Quinn, and Ollie, and Ronan, and Saya. Well done, Saya. Beautiful, thank you. So I'm very fortunate to be working up in Toolangi, and we're very, very privileged to be part of the history project with Toolangi-Castella. I would just also like to pay tribute to Bernie. I've got to know Bernie very well over the last year and a bit, and she's been a very friendly face at our school and has been working very hard with us to have our open day, which was originally our 125th birthday, but we'll do that a bit later on. Our open day, and she absolutely adores Toolangi School, and her heart and love towards the school and the community is huge. So when we're singing today, I would really like us to be singing for Bernie and Bob Pockett, which I'll talk about in a minute. But we're very disappointed that Bernie couldn't be here, but we know she's in the right place. So I would like to talk to Bernie after she comes out and share all of the wonderful smiles and laughter that we had yesterday at the school for the open day, and thank you for those people that came along. It was really lovely to see some members of our community in our school again. Same tune. So we're just going to sing the chorus for you without the instruments so that people can get the tune. Are you ready? We'll do the teaching one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Teaching in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, teaching in Toolangi in the rain and the snow, shady spots around the school on a summer's day, autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. Now we're going to do it again with you. Are you ready? Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. Teaching in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, teaching in Toolangi in the rain and the snow, shady spots around the school on a summer's day, autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. That's great, but it needs to be 5 times louder. Are you ready? Here we go. Alright, got your instruments ready, guys?
Yep.
Alright, okay. All good? Can you see the words, Rona?
Yeah.
Okay, can you share this, Saya? Yep. Jude, have you got the words there? Okay, make sure. When Nellie Walsh arrived to take control, wintry Tuesday morning on the 16th of July, she wrote the pupils' names down on the roll. Teaching in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, teaching in Toolangi in the rain and the snow, shady spots around the school on a summer's day, autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. Now Nellie Walsh stayed for a while to give the school a start and teach the bush kids what they had to do, to add up sums, to write and spell, to draw some fancy art, and let them learn the social graces too. Learning in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, learning in Toolangi in the rain and the snow, shady spots around the school on a summer's day, autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. Then Joseph Lewis came to be the second teacher here. To travel to the Chum he had to hike. His horse had wandered in the bush, it was his greatest fear. So back he went to Melbourne on his bike. Travelling in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, travelling in Toolangi in the rain and the snow, shady spots around the school on a summer's day, autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. The local people working hard had built a prairie school, but soon they saw the need to build a hall. So hall and school became as one where teachers had their rules, and old-time music masters had a ball. Working in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, working in Toolangi in the rain and the snow, shady spots around the school on a summer's day, autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. When Florence Mitchell bravely came along to work and teach, our CJ Dennis bloke wrote down some verse about her modest charms. He thought her just a lovely piece, but when she left it made him quite perverse. Writing in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, writing in Toolangi in the rain and the snow, shady spots around the school on a summer's day, autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. When Thelma Bassett went to school, she never missed a day, attending for 6 years without a break. Her teacher recommended she receive without delay a certificate of honour and a cake. Attending in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, attending in Toolangi in the rain and the snow, shady spots around the school on a summer's day, autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. Our little school has changed a lot within 100 years. We like to think ourselves quite up to date. Calculators and computers save the kids a lot of tears. And when we come to school, we are seldom late. At schooling in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, schooling in Toolangi in the rain and the snow. We had a happy time today for all the early years. So raise your voices loud and clear and give through our teachers. To be their teacher. Thank you very much, children. Thank you to Bob Pockett. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sally, and all of the children. You're really great. Toolangi's always had good singers.
They have.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our ceremonies here. If you would like, we have got morning tea around the corner, scones, cheese scones, cupcakes, all on one plate, and fruit if you'd like it, and tea, coffee, fruit juice, and cordial. So please go and help yourselves, and then come and re-enter the hall and enjoy the rest of your day. We will be serving lunch as well. That will be at approximately 1 o'clock. We're running a little bit behind time with all these ceremonies, so you know what Toolangi's like, people. But it'll be there and you can help yourself to it, or the girls will be giving it out to you, because you can't just pluck something off the plate. You've got to take the whole plate with everything on it. So enjoy your morning tea, enjoy your lunch, have a fabulous time. The exhibition is really great. I went round and had a good look earlier today, and you're all to be congratulated. Lisa, it is a fabulous job and you've been so great. Thank you. Thanks to Joe. And the other thing I have to thank Joe for is at about 10 o'clock last night she sent me my speech so that I could read it properly, because I'm blind. Okay, thanks ladies and gentlemen. Terrific work. Wow. I shall go and start serving now. Do my proper job.
Tuesday morning on the 16th of July, she wrote the pupils' names down on the roll. Teaching in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, teaching in Toolangi in the rain and snow, shady spots around the school on a summer's day, autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. Now Nellie Walsh stayed for a while to give the school a start and teach the bush kids what they had to do, to add up sums, to write and sew, to draw some fancy art, and let them learn the social grace.
Can you all hear me with this? Good. My name's Jan Williams, for those that haven't met me or know of me, and I'm very fortunate to be the owner of CJ Dennis's home and garden.
Then Joseph Lewis came to be the second teacher here. To travel to the Chum he had to hike. His horse had wandered in the bush, it was his greatest fear. So back he went to Melbourne on his bike. Travelling into Toolangi where the tall trees grow. Travelling into Toolangi in the rain and the snow. Shady spots around the school on a summer's day. Autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. The local people working hard had built a paling school, but soon they saw the need to build a hall. So hall and school became as one when teachers had their rule, and old-time music masters had a ball. Working in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, working in Toolangi in the rain and the snow. Shady spots around the school on a summer's day. Autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. When Florence Mitchell bravely came along to work and teach, our CJ Dennis bloke wrote down some verse about her modest charms. He thought her just a lovely piece, but when she left it made him quite perverse. Writing in Toolangi where the tall trees grow, writing in Toolangi in the rain and the snow. Shady spots around the school on a summer's day. Autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. When Thelma Bassett went to school, she never missed a day. Attending for 6 years without a break. The teacher recommended she receive without delay a certificate of honour and a cane. Attending in Toolangi where the tall trees grow. Attending in Toolangi in the rain and the snow. Shady spots around the school on a summer's day. Autumn leaves are colouring in April and in May. Our little school has changed a lot within 100 years. We like to think ourselves quite up to date. Calculators and computers save the